Welcome into New Orleans Saints Now. I'm your host, Trace Girouard, and we have some unfortunate Mark Ingram injury news to get to. We're going to break it all down for you, but before we get things going, I got to remind y'all to subscribe to the channel. Hit the sub button. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by December 15th, which is my birthday. We need 306 more. I know the Who Dat Nation's going to come through and make it happen, so help me out. Go ahead and subscribe, and let's break down this injury news because we're breaking down news, rumors, updates, anything around the team. Subscribe so you can stay informed. But unfortunately, Mark Ingram has suffered a slight tear in his MCL in the loss of the Buccaneers. Sources say knocking him out indefinitely and likely ending his season. He's out 4 to 6 weeks, but no surgery with the regular season only being 5 more weeks. Ingram is almost certainly done. And it stinks, man. This blows because Mark Ingram is a Saints legend. He's likely done for the season after that MCL tear. It's brutal. He went out of bounds, and I know y'all know exactly which play I'm talking about. He went out of bounds 1 yard short of the first down line, or first down marker. However, I did see this, and Abby and I broke this down on our watch party. He went straight to his knees whenever he got off the sideline. He was running, stepped out, had the ball in his hand, down on one knee, and he was just sitting there shaking his head. He was hurt. He wasn't feeling good about it whatsoever, and now I can see why. He was in the injury tent beforehand, came back out, went and played, and that might have been his last carry as a New Orleans Saint, which is just unbelievable, potentially of his NFL, because he is old. Could this be his last game or last NFL game and last carry in the NFL? Could his career be over? Ingram's contract expires at the end of this season, meaning he's going to be a free agent. And if I'm another team, if I'm the New Orleans Saints, first of all, I'm not really excited about the idea of signing Mark Ingram. He's a great, piece to have in the locker room, and especially with the Saints, he's been so great. But that being said, the production just isn't quite there. 62 carries, 233 yards, 1 touchdown, and an average yards per carry just under 4 yards. It's one of those things, y'all, that I really like Mark Ingram. I love what he's done for the team, and I love what he's done for the organization. But at the end of the day, you got to move on. Football's a business decision. And this depth chart, oh boy, it's thin. Alvin Kamara is your running back 1. Mark Ingram is hurt. That's what that asterisk right there. Dwayne Washington, you have as your running back 3. Your fullback, J.P. Holtz. And then you also have, what's his name? Derek Gore and David Johnson on your practice squad. So those are guys that you could bring up. It just blows. And, I mean, you got to look at the positives. I guess it's a good thing that the season's over. I guess it's a good thing that the Saints aren't going to be making the playoffs. I guess it's a good thing that there's no playoff push because the Saints would have won against the Bucs. They'd still be in playoff contention. Now they're pretty much out of it, like less than 1% chance of making the playoffs. So it blows. I guess you got to do what you got to do. But it's a good thing this season's over because now we don't have to worry about having to find a replacement or worry about Dwayne Washington being the RB2 for Alvin Kamara the rest of the season. But we got to show some love. We got to give some love to the Saints legend Mark Ingram. Everyone go down in the comments, type 22. I'm typing my 22 times. And if you do the same, you're going to get a shout-out on the next video. So go down, show some love to Mark Ingram. Wish him well. Wish him a speedy and quick recovery. Type 22. And coming up here, we're going to have some Mark Ingram replacements for next season because there's big implications with Alvin Kamara potentially having a suspension due to the Pro Bowl incident in Vegas. He might be facing a suspension. So the Saints are going to need a running back next season. But before I get to that, I want to tell you all about our awesome new sponsor here at Saints Now, Fetch. Saints Now is brought to you by Fetch. It's an awesome app that I'm so excited to tell you all about. It's a free app that allows you to scan your receipts and earn points that can be redeemed for gift cards at your favorite stores, restaurants, and online retailers. It's super easy to use, and you use the app to snap a photo of your receipts from purchases from any store, or you can click the e-receipt option, and Fetch can connect you to your Amazon account, and you'll earn points for all shipped orders. Plus, connect your email to earn points for every e-receipt you receive from Uber, Instacart, or any purchase you make online. Those points can then be redeemed for gift cards at your favorite stores and restaurants. Fetch is available on Android and iPhone. You can use our link, chatsports.com/fetch, and enter promo code CHAT at sign up for 5,000 free points. When you scan your first receipt, That's the equivalent of a free $5 gift card to get started. It's a free app, and the 5,000 bonus points is only for a limited time, and so you can get started now at chatsports.com/fetch. Use promo code CHAT. You're already halfway there to a $10 gift card. I've saved a ton of money shopping for my family and friends for the holidays, and you can do the same thing. The link will be in the comments and in the description of this video. Check them out, chatsports.com/fetch. Use promo code CHAT for 5,000 free points. And guys, you can also hit me up on Twitter. That link will also be in the comments in the description, at Girouard48. Trying to get to 2,000 followers. I got quite a way to go, but come on, Who Dat Nation. I know I can trust on y'all to come through. Hit me up on Twitter if you guys want to get more Saints coverage. I mean, I'm talking about the Saints all day, every day, baby. Hit me up and let's chat it up. So, first things first, we got to talk about some Mark Ingram replacements. And the very first guy I'm going to bring up, it's a popular name among the Who Dat Nation, Josh Jacobs. You would have to go get him in free agency because he is going to be a free agent this offseason. And again, I'm talking about all this as players that could replace Mark Ingram next year, not this season, but next season whenever his contract is done and Mark Ingram hits free agency. Josh Jacobs has been a dog this entire offseason. He's been super, super good. We have some stats on him. We have this player bio, and he's been an awesome guy for the Raiders. If you remember that crazy run against, I believe, the Seahawks, just shoved him right in the ground on the touchdown. I mean, Josh Jacobs is a dog. You have 242 carries, 1,300 yards, and 10 touchdowns, and just under 5.5 yards per carry. I don't know, man. I think Josh Jacobs and Alvin Kamara 1-2 punch would be pretty fun. I think they're both very exciting and very fun running backs, and it would be really cool to see it happen. Next name, Saquon Barkley. That guy, yeah, the Saquon Barkley up at the New York Giants. The former Penn State Nittany Lion, I mean, man, he was good. He was bad. He's been hurt. He's been healthy. But now that we're finally starting to see him under a good coach with good people around him, and yes, the Giants aren't a quality team, but somehow they're in the playoff race. Somehow they have 7 or 8 wins. And Saquon Barkley has been a huge part of that. 242 carries on the year, 1,000 yards or 1,055 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 4.5 yards per carry for the young buck. I love this kid. I'd love to see Saquon Barkley rocking some black and gold, but I would be surprised if the Giants didn't re-sign him and get him back or bring him back next season. Next one, Antonio Gibson. And this is a name that I've mentioned multiple times on this channel. Before the trade deadline, I said the Saints should go try and trade for Antonio Gibson. The dude's a dog. He just plays football so well. He plays with such an attitude and so much grit. I love it. 139 carries, 515 yards, 3 touchdowns, just under 4 yards per carry. He's one of those guys, man. You bring him in, put him with Alvin Kamara. I think the production could skyrocket. The Commanders, they're in an interesting position where they're also in the playoff hunt. But I think that the Saints' offensive line and the Saints' tools around them are significantly better. And I think Antonio Gibson could thrive here in New Orleans. Next one, it's a guy you could get in the draft, Blake Corum. He's actually an interesting one because, dude, this kid, he's an amazing run blocker. He's a great blocker on the outside, but where I am kind of concerned is some of his pass catching or his pass blocking. I do like what he can do in terms of his field vision. He sees a hole and he hits it. He isn't going to spend a ton of time bouncing around trying to make something. He's going to see it and he's just going to go and he's going to punch it in and he's going to try and get you those few yards. I love Blake Corum out of Michigan, 247 carries, almost 1,500 yards for the Wolverines, 18 touchdowns and 6 yards per carry, just under. I don't know. That might be a guy you can get in second, third round. I'd go at least explore him, and why not? Or a quarterback, obviously. But the other one, and this might be a surprising one to some of y'all, but I really, really like this kid. And the more I've been looking at him and the more I've been reviewing his tape, the more I really like him. He tore it up in the Big 12 championship. Deuce Vaughn out of Round Rock, Texas. This kid, oh boy, is fast. He is fast. He clocked, I think, a 4.40 at this kid just has incredible field vision. He's not going to do anything and screw around. He's just going to see the hole and he's going to hit it and he's going to run. He's 271 carries, nice yards. He had great production this year, 1,400 yards, 8 touchdowns, 5.3 yards per carry. I like Deuce Vaughn. The Wildcat could be picked up late. After that Big 12 championship, some of those K-State guys might get a little bit more love. But to run back through the Mark Ingram replacements out of the draft, Deuce Vaughn and Blake Corum. In trades, you can go Antonio Gibson. Free agency, Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley. So let me know, guys, who do you want to replace Mark Ingram next season? obviously. The Saints could bring him back. I don't know if I would. If I'm Mickey Loomis, I'm Dennis Allen, I'm going to let him walk, and I'm going to let him go off into the sunset. He's done amazing things for the black and gold. But it's a business at the end of the day. We love you, Mark Ingram. Type those 22s, and also let me know, who do you want to replace Mark Ingram?